Aloha. So I'm so glad you're here. And if you're watching this, then you probably have weight that won't budge, and you might even have struggled with your weight most of your life. I am going to share with you 3 reasons why weight loss has been so hard for so long. And one of the first ones is the numero uno one that I teach. And that is that if you have struggled with your weight most of your life, then you are emotionally conditioned, and I even like to say addicted, to the feeling of struggling with your weight. That feeling is so normal to you. That feeling is something you know very well. And that feeling of struggling with your weight, the frustration, the disappointment, the guilt, the shame, the embarrassment, all of that, that feeling is keeping you overweight, because that feeling will sabotage. Anytime you release weight, you will want you'll have a thought that, oh, I can work out tomorrow, or, oh, I've been so good, let me give myself a treat. Those thoughts are coming from your body, because your body, the cells of your body, are emotionally conditioned to struggle with your weight, the feeling of struggling with your weight. Here's what you got to know about feelings. They're actually just chemicals. Feelings are chemicals from your brain that go into every cell of your body, and they vibrate at a certain frequency. Love is the highest vibration there is. That's why you feel like you're floating on air. Depression's the lowest. That's why you want to sleep. And then everything in between is in between those two emotions. The feeling of struggling with your weight is on the lower vibrational frequency. And if you and the chemicals of that feeling are also in every single cell of your body. Now, if you lose weight and you start to feel good, your body goes, this doesn't feel normal. It feels good, but do you know who you would be if you didn't struggle with your weight? If the answer is no, that's because you are emotionally conditioned and addicted to struggle with your weight, to the feeling. The feeling is very normal for you. So your whole ego is wrapped around the feeling of struggling with your weight. And if you try to do something about it, like through exercise and diet, it's not going to work. It's not going to last. So they may work for a while. You'll lose weight. And then I can almost guarantee, if you're someone who struggled with their weight most of their life, as soon as you lose weight, what's the feeling? You're afraid you're going to gain it back. That's telling you right there that you're addicted to the feeling of struggling with your weight. And that's going to keep it going, that cycle going over and over and over again. So one of the first things that you need to do is you've got to notice it. You got to notice the feeling. Notice that the feelings you're having are only memorized patterns. They're not who you are. They're not where you're headed. They don't have to be your future, but they are memorized patterns. And they're not going to go away with diet and exercise. They're going to go away by you starting to recognize them. I do have a whole program, Live in a Body You Love, but the first thing I would do is get my book, End Dieting Hell, because it is hell. When you constantly are trying to do something over and over again that's not working, diets are going to continue to be hell until you realize that it's not about diet or exercise. It's about the emotional conditioning of struggling with your weight. That's numero uno. The second thing you want to realize is that the food industry is not on your side. The food industry manufacturers, the food manufacturers, have developed food that causes an addictive behavior in the brain. It triggers the bliss factor in your brain. Scientists in the food industry know the exact salt and sugar and fat to put into a food that creates an addictive behavior. If that happens and you eat that food, which nearly all store-bought goods, muffins, cakes, cookies, potato chips, almost all processed foods, if you're eating those foods, those are triggering a bliss factor in your brain. It's why you cannot have one Pringle, or one brownie or one cookie. It's like it triggers the bliss factor in your brain that goes, I want more. And then you think, oh, I don't have the willpower. Sister, it's not about the willpower. It's about the fact that the food manufacturers have designed food to do this to you. They should go to jail, but they're not. It's actually quite legal for them to do this. But you have to know, so just be aware of it. Okay, if you eat those foods, it's going to trigger a bliss factor in your brain, and you're going to want to overeat it. So the numero uno thing is get out sugar and high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup will actually turn off your hormone called leptin. Leptin tells you that you're no longer hungry. What happens when your signal that you're no longer hungry gets shut off? You overeat. This is why you can drink a 32-ounce Big Gulp in less than an hour, but not 32 ounces of water, because the 32-ounce Big Gulp has high fructose corn syrup in it, and it will shut off the signal that you're no longer hungry, and you'll drink that whole thing. So know that you have memorized feelings and behaviors that are addictions. Know that they're just memories. They're not who you are. That's not who you are. You're not someone who struggles with your weight. You're someone who has memorized the way to struggle with your weight. Memorize the feelings of struggling with your weight. That's all, but that's not who you are. And then the second way is get high fructose corn syrup out of your diet. You've got to do it, sisters. You got to get that refined sugar out of your diet, so that your brain signal that you're no longer hungry can start talking to you and communicating with you. And the third way is to do a detox. Click on the link below this video, and it'll take you to a free quiz that I created for you to tell you if your body needs a detox. And that's super, super important, because if your liver, which detoxes your system, and your colon are not running optimally, then your weight is going to stay on. It's going to stay stuck. It won't even budge sometimes. How do you know if those organs are not working optimally? You're not eliminating more than once a day, and sometimes not at all. That's telling you right then and there your colon's got issues. If you're fatigued, if you're tired, circles under your eyes, not able to think clearly, can't remember things, those are all signs. Weight won't budge. Those are all signs that your body is due for a cleanse, is due for a detox. So please click on the link below. If you have any questions on anything that I've shared with you, don't hesitate to get a one-on-one session with me. I'd love to talk with you. And you're meant to live in a body you love. Your emotional journey is going toward an emotional expansion through this feeling of not loving your body. And you're moving toward love and forgiveness of yourself and others if you give yourself permission to take that journey. This is the way your life is. It's just the way it is, but it's not the way it has to be. You don't have to keep staying on that road toward not loving your body and struggling with your weight. You can take a new road. It's possible for you. I'd love to support you. So again, click on the link below if you want to see if your body needs a detox or get a one-on-one session with me. I'd love to talk with you. Okay, aloha.